The moment you stop arguing with your own thoughts is the moment life finally grows quiet. When you finally stop living in your head, life becomes peaceful again, because Stoic philosophy teaches that most suffering is not caused by reality but by the endless commentary we attach to it. And so the story begins with a restless mind that wakes each day trapped between regret for the past and fear of the future, replaying old conversations, imagining worst-case outcomes, and exhausting itself with things that do not yet exist. The Stoics observed that the mind, when left undisciplined, becomes a noisy tyrant, constantly demanding certainty, approval, and control, yet none of these are ever truly available, and so peace begins the moment you learn to step out of this inner courtroom and return to the present moment, where your breath is steady, your body is alive, and your duty is simple. Marcus Aurelius wrote that you always have the option of having no opinion, and in that single idea lies freedom, because once you stop labeling every event as good or bad, success or failure, you stop bleeding energy into unnecessary judgments. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you ask, "What is required of me now?" And this shift turns chaos into clarity. As you practice this, you notice how often your thoughts exaggerate pain, how anticipation hurts more than reality, how imagined rejection wounds deeper than actual loss, and gradually you learn to observe thoughts like passing clouds rather than obey them like commands. Stoicism does not ask you to suppress emotion, but to understand it, to see that anger is often wounded pride, that anxiety is borrowed suffering from a future that may never arrive, and that sadness deepens when you resist it instead of letting it pass. By returning again and again to what is within your control, your actions, your character, your responses, you stop trying to manage outcomes, people, and opinions, and this releases a tremendous inner burden. Life slows down not because the world becomes quieter but because you are no longer running inside your own mind. You eat without scrolling, listen without preparing your reply, walk without rushing, and for the first time you realize that peace was never something to be achieved later, but something that appears naturally when thinking gives way to awareness. Setbacks still come, loss still visits, and uncertainty remains, but they no longer dominate your inner world, because you understand that external events are temporary while your capacity for reason is always available. This is why the Stoics trained daily, reminding themselves of impermanence, practicing voluntary discomfort, and reflecting each evening, not to escape life, but to meet it without fear. And so when you finally stop living in your head, you return home to the present, where life is not perfect, but it is real, manageable, and quietly enough, peaceful again.